One of the first groups of free traffic methods and processes we're going to look at is the social networks and media marketing approach. Now, a lot of people will tell you that this is not bringing them much traffic. If so, that's probably because they're not doing it in the right way. If you use social media effectively, then you can actually obtain a lot of traffic using these different tools. I suggest you also watch one of our other videos in the course which talk to you about making your plans and bringing everything together, because at the end of the day, if you just use these individual tools individually, they're not going to perhaps produce the results, and that's the issue here. Quite often people will adopt and decide, oh yes, I'm going to use Twitter, or I'm going to use LinkedIn, or I'm going to use Facebook, or I'm going to use Google Plus, or I'm going to use Google Buzz, and they don't get the results that they're looking for with their traffic building. And that's because they use it in an isolated way and perhaps the wrong way. Think about it from a point of view of the user at all times in every method of traffic that you try to utilize. But most importantly, when you're using social media, really consider what impact it is that it's having on the people that are reading or following you within your specific or chosen social network. So I'm going to go through them all. We're going to have a quick look at them, and we're going to have this in a bit more discussion. So the first one I'm going to take you over to is Twitter, and it's at twitter.com. Obviously, I would expect you to know it by now. So what is Twitter? As you can see on the page here, it says Twitter's an information network. Millions of people and organizations and businesses use it to discover and share new information. Now that's important. Don't just think of social media as a way to get your traffic. It is, but first of all, you can use it to do some very powerful research. And from the back of that research, you can then start targeting your traffic and by using these mediums more effectively. On Twitter, anyone can read, write and share messages up to 104 characters. These messages or tweets are public and available to anyone interested. Twitter users subscribe to your messages by following your account, and followers receive every one of your messages in their timeline, which is a feed of all the accounts they've subscribed to. When you combine messages that are quick to write, easy to read, public opt-in and accessible anywhere, you've got a powerful real-time way of communicating. And that's the fantastic thing about Twitter. It's in the now, it's what's happening now, and if your followers are really getting behind you, you can very quickly get them used to clicking on your Twitter links and going where else you need to direct them. And that's the thing as well, if you actually start to do research on the web in your chosen niche, so whatever niche you're in, and then you use Twitter for researching that particular niche, start to really collate and get good quality information and refer people to those other sites where you found useful information and content. That way people will very quickly start adjusting to your timeline and actually responding and clicking on links and sites that you're recommending and articles you're referring them to. This gets them in the habit of following you, and then when you do start to incorporate ways to drive traffic to your own sites and products and getting people to sign up, opt into your list, etc., they're so used to doing it, they tend to just follow the process anyway. So it's about conditioning your list as well, or your followers in the case of Twitter. One effective way to use Twitter is to actually not refer directly to other content. If you want to spend time, and this is where at the very beginning I did mention about pulling different sources together for your traffic building. If you start researching or you're writing a lot of content about your actual niche, don't write a very quick Twitter post and then link people onto the other sites that have the content you want to refer to. Start having your own opinion and putting a blog together, and on that blog start writing about the niche that you're in, your opinions, your thoughts, finding useful resources. And then what you do, if you're going to write about a certain comment, say you're let's say for example you're in the technology niche, you're trying to make money in that, and you found a fantastic article on the iPad 2, rather than actually just linking to that article via Twitter, go into your own blog, create an entire post all about iPad 2, write your thoughts, your feelings, your comments, and then as a reference, you can put with reference to the blogs that you were reading that sparked your thoughts in the conversation to begin with. So you're giving credit, outbound links to the sources that sparked your blog post to be written, and then you find and you post your Twitter link, you make a comment in Twitter and you link that to your blog post. Sometimes you can link out then to direct media of other people's articles and other blogs, But in the main, get people used to going back to your blog, because all the time they're doing that, it gives you an opportunity to grab their interest. Maybe you can get them onto your opt-in list there and then from your actual blog itself, or over time they might just subscribe to the RSS feed of the blog first and then bookmark it, and then it becomes a relationship and eventually they actually sign up to be on your list. So Twitter's a great way to do that. The other thing to be aware of is Twitter is you can, when you first get going, normally Twitter will limit you at 2,000 followers. Now it might sound like a lot to begin with, but it can soon accumulate. And if you haven't got a good balance of tweets and actually following other people, they will limit you for a while. Sometimes they let you then carry on, and you'll find Twitter accounts that have got hundreds of thousands of followers, not just a couple of thousand. But at the end of the day, when you first start out your account, you're going to probably peak at that 2,000 limit. So just make sure that when you're using Twitter, use it effectively, give good quality content. Don't just post completely unimportant content, and try to keep away from making just purely personal comments unless it's related to what you're trying to achieve. If you want it to be just a social chat to talk to your friends, then by all means use it that way, create a separate account for that. If it's regarding getting traffic to your site, your niche, or your business, then keep it focused, keep it concise, and make it worthwhile people clicking and commenting on your tweets and getting them back to a central site. And if you look at the action plan we talk about in later videos, one of the things we say about social media is it's a way to drive traffic to a specific site that then is building your list and growing your traffic to your main sites. It's like a central feed. Bear in mind as well, if you think Twitter is going to get to a point of saturation, it'll start to slow down. They are currently looking already. There's an analytics tool that's being put in place that will give businesses and users good analytical information about Twitter, and they're all going to be starting to monetize the site as well. Here you can see Twitter of talking about their advertiser analytics, the promoted tweets, trends, and account dashboard. These dashboards display the fundamental metrics of your campaign impressions, retweets, clicks. It's giving them very valuable information and also timeline information as well. Talks about followers in their analytics as well to gain insight about followers. So Twitter is improving and changing its model more and more commercially as it goes along. Unlike Facebook, it's going to be making money from advertising as well. You can see here, start advertising, start your journey with the most engaging, innovative ads on the web, promoted tweets, promoted trends, feature a trending topic at the top of our trends list, and then extend the reach of your tweets to a broadcasting audience, and promoted accounts as well. And you can see here, estimated monthly budget baseline starts at $5,000. So they're targeting some big companies here on Twitter, and it's just going to bring more and more and more traffic along with it. Not only we have the way Twitter's working right now, but it's going to get a lot more in the way of traffic coming in, especially if you're going to be driving traffic from Twitter back to a site. Keep and make sure you have a good quality Twitter account.